Before going to today's class, do you people have any questions from previous class, inbound actions? Anyone? No, right? Am I audible?
Yes, Gautam.
Okay. So we'll go to today's topic, like what is event and what is notification and how can we call event, like from which places. Okay, let me add that point here. Okay. Okay, leave it at one. It is not getting modified. So, okay. What is event? So in simple terms, like event, if anything, any action occurs, like we can say any insertion, updating, any action, like anything. So we call that as event, like if anything happens, okay, correct, in normal, in general term. So similarly, if any action is performed and you want to write event on that, like if anything happens, you want to send some notification. If something get updates, you want to send notifications, or you want to run some code on the background. So that is the purpose of event. Okay, in simple words. Yeah. And this creation of event is also very simple, just one line thing. So go to your instance and type event registry. Okay, so I will open one existing one. Let's try. Okay, they don't have. Okay, no problem. So where was that PA job threshold notification? Okay, for now I'm taking this one. I'm opening this. Actually, nothing will be there inside that. Just a label, that's all. Nothing more than that. So this is an already existing event. So what they have done, went to event registry, then click on new. After clicking new, what you are doing, you are just giving some name, like by yourself, like some, but in dot format, or in colon format, whatever your wish is. But mostly dot is preferred, like PA, performance analytics job dot threshold dot reach. Threshold means same like our SLA. If 100% it got breached, that means that it reached a threshold, right? So that is the purpose. And on which table you are writing this event. So here they are writing this on threshold, PA underscore thresholds table. Then here you can have access, caller access, like who can call, like caller tracking, caller restriction, like any type of particular restrictions or anything. So basically we don't give any restrictions, because we have to use these events many times and in many ways. Okay, so fired by, this is also not a drop down or anything. You can give anything by yourself, that is your wish. Fired by, like example, if you are firing this from SLA workflow, so then write that name, like fire from SLA workflow, give that workflow name, give some description here. And if you are calling from business rule, give that like fired from this business rule. You can give any name you want. But just important thing in rest event is just giving the name and on which table you want to this event, nothing more than that. Okay, nothing more than that we have in our event registry. Event, creating event. Okay, so event creation is very simple, just one step, nothing more than that. But how can we use this event and what is the purpose of this event? So let's go to workflow. Let me duplicate this so you can understand. Workflow. workflow editor. SLA. I'm opening default SLA because we have not given any, we have not used any event in our workflow. So it is already checked out. So I'm not doing that again. So click on event. So on here you can see event name is SLA.warning. So let's check if we have that event. All SLA.warning. That is here, SLA.warning. And on which table it is on task SLA. And you, I think you remember that this is a workflow which is on task underscore SLA table itself, right? So yeah, this one. Okay. So we have created event here and we are using that in our workflows. Okay. Just calling that. Okay. And you might get a question like we are creating an event and we are using, but what action will be performed when this event is triggered? So let's see that also in few minutes. So clear till now, like how we are creating an event, on how tables we are giving and how we are calling that in our workflows. Clear till now? Okay. Then next I'm going to notifications. So system notifications, email, under emails, notifications. Okay. Then let's filter this. So this is the email notification. Like we have seen, whenever SLA was reaching 50%, 75%, it was throwing an email, right? So they had developed that email template, subject, body, all those things in notifications. And in future also, if you have any requirement, you have to do that from here only. So just we will see this overview for now, and we will see this notification, and we will create one notification by ourselves. So you can see some notification name, something, and just important thing is when to send. Here you can say when we have three options: when record is inserted or updated, or when event is fired. So here is our event name again. So see SLA.warning. We have given this in our workflow, right? So from workflow, it will come here. And this is the matching condition, right? When this event is getting triggered, this notification should be sent. So here event is getting fired, and who will receive that? Like that task underscore assigned to, like that assigned to person, or any groups you want to give, any particulars you want to give, you can do that from here. And what it will contain? That email will contain this template. We will see templates in few minutes. Then this will be your email template subject, that SLA warning for the incident number, INC 123, that thing. And here also they have not given any body. They have just normally given same SLA warning dot this dollar bracket task dot number. And you might like you have seen already, but let me showcase you again, like how we are getting this dollar this bracket, this one. So open this one, which is on the right hand side, and go to your task. Okay, go to your task. Then in that we have field, this assignment group, anything, just click on that and it will come here, and it will be same like this dollar task dot number. Let me take one field which is direct one. Okay, let's take this one only, or this opened by. Okay, I'm clicking on this, so you can see task opened, this dollar task dot opened at. So if you click on anything, it will appear here in that format. Okay, see. So you can access all the fields which are on table, like incident, task number, percentage it got breached, like who is the creator, what is the short description, all those things you can directly pull from here. Like here is short description. If I pull this and if I send an email, so that particular incident's short description will also get populated in email. Okay. So simple, right, for now? And we will see this in detail. Before that, we will see about event. Okay, so these are the ways, like we first have created event, then we have given that event in our workflow, and after that we have created notifications, and from notifications, when this event got triggered, it is showing, it is throwing an email. So clear this part? Here there is no coding, nothing, just we are creating and we are assigning that somewhere. Okay. So this is a simple way to call your event directly without scripting or without anything. But if you want to call, like this is the way you can call your event in workflow. But if you want to call your event in business rule, then what is the way? So let's go here, incident, all. So go to business rule. I'm making all this false because I want to write a new one. Demo BR event. I'm just giving some name. And this event should be triggered after incident, insert and update. Just I'm giving that here. And no conditions, no other conditions. Then how can you call your event from this? So let's see, G underscore dot event queue. Okay, so gs dot event queue, and in that you can see the parameters which is showing there. Like first is name, that is your event name, that should be in double quotes, like SLA dot warning was our event name, right? So that after that glide record means just we don't have anything here, so give comma current and comma param1 and param2 and q string. So here we don't have any two params, right? So we can just pass one parameter and that will be enough. Okay. So let's how we can see. And you can pass two parameters, like you can send email to two people, or you can pass some value to two parameters. So you can do that from here. So SLA dot warning, comma, current, comma, task dot, sorry, not task, current dot caller. I will try to send this to caller. And let's check again if my syntax is right or wrong. Event queue, event queue syntax service now. And I have just passed one parameter, not a second parameter or that string. So here you can see. This is the syntax which they have shown on the top also, right? gs.event queue, your event name, then glide record, but we don't have any glide record, right? So we are passing current and param1 and param2. So you can pass something like this, param1 and param2. Okay. So here is his event name, then he is passing current dot number, that tickets number, and gs dot get username, like a login user's name. It should, first parameter is login user's name, and here also you can see he is passing only one parameter. Okay. And do we have any other examples? No. Let me open this. We might get some different scenarios. So see, same thing here, like gs dot event queue, he is saying first one event name, then record a glide record object, that is current he's passing, then first parameter. And as I have said, we can pass some value or some users, like current dot assigned to caller, whatever. Okay. Okay. So any other scenarios here? Yeah. This one is from server side script, which we are seeing now. And one more thing which we have seen already, that is create event workflow activity, which we have already seen, right? So this is the way we can trigger like that event name. We have already seen this. Yes, these two ways. So clear about this syntax? Okay. That's all. Nothing more I am doing. I am expecting that this SLA, this notification should be triggered whenever any incident is getting created or updated. Okay. Let's see. I'm giving Abraham Lincoln because we have many with Abel Tutor. And test, nothing. And just on insert and update, we have to trigger that notification, right? So let's see if that email got triggered. Ticket number is 172. So emails. Not yet sent for now. Maybe it will take some time. Yeah, Abraham Lincoln. Okay, this event has opened. This got triggered. But let's see if that SLA1 will also get triggered. No, it is, maybe it will take time or something wrong with that. Okay, let's check after some time. SLA.warning. Correct only. Let me check again, business rule. Oh, sorry, I have given some spelling mistake. Current dot caller ID. Okay. Maybe now it should create. App. Ibrahim Lincoln, and ticket number is 174. Yeah, this one got created, opened on behalf of you. And what about our SLA? Maybe it is not getting triggered, or no, maybe it is not getting triggered. Incident. Syntax is right, correct. Okay, or let's create one more event by ourselves, and let's write this for that. Okay. So event registry. Gautam.demo, and this is on incident table. Gautam.demo. Okay, so save, nothing more to do. Then going to notification. Email notifications. Just write something here. Demo Gautam incident. Okay, when this should get triggered, then event, then let's find our event G Gautam.demo. This is our event, right? Then who will receive that? Let's try to pass this from our current queue only, so I'm not giving anything here. And then subject, I mean, like Gautam incident, then here new incident created, then go to this, then number, yes, number. So this will be your incident number. Okay, copy and paste in subject also. Okay, so you can even write some HTML type, like you can add links here, you can remove links here, you can add image like company's logo. Some people will try to send notifications with company logo, right? ABC, their company, all those, and you can even insert video in that. So something you can do all the things, and you can make your notification look like look good. Okay, so same. So let's submit. And event is Gautam.demo, I guess. Let me verify again. Gautam.demo. Okay. Then go to incident. Maybe this earlier one was not working because it is on task underscore SLA, but we are running that here, right? So maybe that might be the reason. So now at least this should run Gautam.demo. Okay. And we have not given any person while creating notification, like who should receive. So we are passing that from here, caller ID. Or let me give this a single quote. Single quote, this here, save. So new. Now I will give able tutor. Something here. Some. Okay. So now this got created. Let's see emails, and ticket number is 77. '77. Even this is not sent. I don't know, but why that is not getting called. Okay, or let me use this syntax only. I'm copying from here. Current dot number. Okay, copy. Last try. No. Okay, so let's try at least now. At least now it is sending. No. Or maybe it will get called on update. see at least now. $79. No, it is not getting called, I guess. Okay, I will check about this syntax and I will let you know why it is not getting called from server side. But actually, this is the only syntax, this one line syntax, and it should get called from here. Okay, I will check that. Okay, so below. Incident. Let me keep a log one for last time. So this is just same like our debugger. I'm checking if that is going inside that or not. And this is a name. So system, system log, and then go to your script log statement. Then remove this star Gautam. It is going inside that. You can see inside event. So it is going inside that, but event is not getting triggered or it is not throwing email. So something might be wrong on notifications. Okay. Okay. This is true. It is an incident. Email type is email. Then we have this event got fired. That is fine. This is the event. Who will receive? Let me give someone from here only. Okay, color. Sorry, I have to check this. Maybe this is the fault I have done. I have not selected this event params. So only after selecting this params, I can give parameter 1 and 2. So let me check that again. I will update any existing one. Ticket number 81. Emails. Yeah, Gautam incident number. You can see 81. It is calling. And earlier it was not calling because we have not checked that parameter 1 and parameter 2 check boxes. Only after checking that we can pass. If we check parameter 1, then only we can pass only one parameter in your script. And if you check parameter 2 also, you can pass second parameter also from that. And how is like this is your current that. After that we have this first parameter, like you can see param 1, that is hello, and param 2, it is this user. So if you check this in your notification, only after then this will get recognized. Okay, so that was the thing which I have not made active. Okay, so now you can see it is throwing email. Clear? Got it? Or let me create one more incident and we will check. Abraham. This time Abraham, some test. And go to your emails. It is number is some 82 or something, right? So let's wait and check if that gets created. 82. Yeah. This is also ready to send. You can send. See, send ready, but it is not at send, but it is ready. And you can say this was our subject, right? And this is going to Abraham Lincoln because we have given caller there. Okay. Till it goes, we will open this and explore. So you can see we have given our number, right? Gautam incident number. We have given this. Who is the recipient? Then caller. Okay. And here, what is the name of that event from which it is getting triggered? So you can check from here. Gautam.demo is the event. And this is the notification from which this email is getting triggered. Because just by seeing email, you can't understand, right? How it is getting triggered. So this is the situation. Okay. And this one again, notification type SMTP. Okay. And if you want to check like what is email body, then click on this email preview and you can see this is email body. New incident created number is this. And we are getting this one because we have used template and we have already seen about this watermark, right? Already. So clear how we can send